Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to share with you the video flip through of Junk Journal January, hosted by Meg Journals and Get Messy Art. This was a lot of fun and I really enjoyed. So I did December for the whole month of December, and now I did this in January, so I don't know what's going to be next for February, but anyway, this was a lot of fun. Like, I don't know if you know, but I've used for this journal was perfect what I made for this. I used a lunch bag, which I folded in half. So I had in the back here the pocket for the prompts, which was a lot of fun to do. And that's it. And I just sewed my signature in. And I used all leftover scraps that I had from my inbox for the pages. And I had a glassine bag in here. Anyway, so I'm going to go through real fast and show you what I've made for all the prompts. So for number one, it was resolutions, and I did wanted to make on this page, so I made a little file folder, the Tim Holtz die cuts file folder. I did some stitching all around. I put some fabric here that I had printed on for December, and made a little pocket and added little Tim Holtz things, a sticker, and inside I just wrote what I wanted to do for my this year's resolutions. It's mostly goals, not resolutions, but anyway, put some washi tape here, my little stamp for number one. So that was for number one. Number two was quote, and this is what I made for this page. It was just packaging paper, which I printed on my iPad. I just cut it up, put some fabric here, sewed. I did some stitching. Oops, sorry. I did some stitching all around, put a sticker here, and that was for my quote number two. Number three is throwback. And throwback, I just did vintage stamps, French vintage letter in the back, and I added stamps and a vintage postcard. So this was number three, throwback. Four is tuck spot. So I did a tuck spot over here and a little tuck spot over here on the side here. So you can see I got two little tags, and that's what I did. Did some washi tape. For this, I used a box that we get from Your Creative Studio, which I had last year. So I decided to use the paper for this one. Next one is 5, which is a daily log. So that's what I did for my daily log. I just got some lettering, 5, and it was my to-do, so make today beautiful. Added little stickers, and that was my daily log. That was number 5. Number 6, memory. So for my memory, I made a page from my, I spent my teenage years in Tunisia, and that's what I wanted to do for my memory. And like I said, once upon a time. And this is a watercolor from Sidi Bou Said and the Café des Nats. And this is where I used to go with my friends all the time. So it was a beautiful memory for me to share here. And photos of myself when I was in my teenage years. And this was a glassine bag, so it was perfect. So this was number 6. Number 7 is stitched. So what I did, I just used, in the back of the glassine bag, I used some paper, made a pocket, added some lace here, did stitching and up here, lace up here, did some stitching all around, and also made a tag with handmade paper, stitched all around, and just added a stamp over here and a little bit ribbon. So this was number 7. Number 8 was neutral. So for this page, neutral, I wrote, "Be neutral, life will be amazing then." So that was cute. This is from Tracy Fox. I think it was a freebie, I can't remember. And I just did it on this page, and inside she had given us some papers as well, so I just, you know, did this, and it's neutral. So that's what I did for my neutral page. So that was number 8. So this was fun. Number 9 is foliage. Not one of my favorite pages, but I used some stickers that I had, leftover paper that I collaged, fussy cut some leaves that I also had on a page, and I just glued everything down. So this was foliage. Number 10 is layered, and for this I just had a little flip in the paper, so I made a cluster, and so I used some butterflies, and again some stitching here. I just made some collage, and and added a little doily in the back here. So that was layered for number 10. Number 11, eclectic. So that was my page for eclectic. I used some Dina Wakley washi tape and Dina Wakley face, which I just scribbled all around. And in the back here, for the background, it's some of my jelly prints. So that was that. So that was eclectic number 11. Number 12 is torn edges. So I just choose a lot of my jelly plate papers. I tore everything. I just glued circles around and made some little marks. So that was my number 12. Number 13 is garden. For this page, I think this is one of my favorites actually. I used a tag that I had in a swap. I made this palm tree in Fodder School. Put some washi tape here and here to add to my page. And this paper is from Joggles. I made an order from Joggles, and it came wrapped in this beautiful tissue paper. So I decided to use it to make my prompt, and I wrote, "A cactus is a desert's rose." So this is one of my favorite pages, and this was number 13. Yeah. So number 14 is pattern, and for this all I used was a stencil with wet ink. I just sprayed my stencil with ink, and then I made my ink oxides, then I sprayed it, and I just put it on my page. And I used some watercolor pencils, and here I had edge. I just added an edge and colored the inside, and I splattered with white paint on it. So that was number 14. Number 15 is opposites, and black and white. I had black and white ribbon. I had made some black and white on my gel plate, and I painted on some papers. So everything I had from black and white I used here, made a tag, and so this was number 15 for opposites. Then number 16 is flow. So I made a painting and I photocopied it to put it in my page here, and I called it Let It Flow. So it's very nice. It was my first painting, and I really like how it come about, and I think I'm going to frame my painting because everybody tells me it's beautiful. So that was fun to do. And I'm going to be playing in my art journal now that this is finished. So this was number 16. Number 17, I didn't want to do anything on this page, so I made it on this page, and it is whimsical. So for this, I used all of my Lavinia stamps and made my fairy page, which I love. And it says, "Let your spirit take flight." So this was my whimsical. Borders, I have to say this was one of my least favorite. I used a border punch in the middle. I painted some paper with watercolor pencil, and then I wetted a little bit, and then I had these flowers that I wanted to use, and I just fussy cut the flowers and painted all around and added water. So this was my page 18, which is borders, and the borders are in the middle for me. So next page, 19, is interactive. So for this page, I used the Tim Holtz die with all the little slats that you can add your tags. I made 2 tags here. So this, and then I left it open on the side to add another little journal card right here. So this was interactive number 19. Number 20 is nature. I had done this page during father's school, and I wanted to use it, and it was appropriate. It was nature. I did my flowers. I did some stamping in the back, and I did some a lot of texture here, ink, and added my flowers. So I thought it was appropriate for this page, and I wanted to use it. So this was 20, nature. 21 is speaking out. This I just used a brown packaging. I embossed it with an embossing folder. I wanted to make a pocket out of it, and I thought, no, I'm not going to make a pocket. I just glued a butterfly in the back. I sewed all around, stitch here as well. Added some stamping and a black splatter. So this was 21, peeking out, which was for my peeking out for my butterfly. Number 22 is bookshelf, and I enjoyed doing this. So this is, I don't know if you remember this, but this is the paper that I use for my garden. Right here, I just cut out the flower pots. So I added them here, and I wrote, "What is a bookshelf other than a treasure chest for a curious mind?" And I made my little bookshelf, and I had these books from a paper pad that I have, Lady Vagabond. So I just took the books, cut them all up, and just glued them down. So this was my bookshelf page, which was 22. 23 is texture. I really enjoyed making this layout here. For the background, I used ground, and then I used Payne's Gray and titanium, unbleached titanium for the mix, and I added here some cheesecloth, and here this is a packaging from tangerines that we have, and I just glued it down. It was red, so it was very hard for me to, I colored it with a sponge, and here it's brown packaging that I just folded in 3 for texture. I don't know if you can see the texture on here. And I painted all over it, and I just added this little charm here that says inspire. And I used a little bit of copper, sponged some copper all around to get the color from the charm. So this was texture. and it was number 23. Number 24 is fabric. Again, this is all leftover fabrics, pieces that I had from making my ephemera basket for Defemember, which was a lot of fun to do. So I just tore the fabric, glued everything, and then before I glued on my page, I did some hand stitches right here, added some cheesecloth, added my 3 buttons, and that was that. And then I just glued, in the back it was white, so I just inked everything to match the color, and that was my number 24. Number 25 is ombre, and I used my oxide inks from Tim Holtz. I used Stormy Sky, I forget the colors now, but anyway, I used 3 colors. I did the I mixed everything, and then I used a stencil to wipe off some marks, and then I did my flowers in white. I wanted to keep it simple, and did some splatters on my well, I did some ink water splatters, so you get all the white spots, and then I did some blue splatters for the flowers. So this was ombre. Next page is translucent, and this I had also fabric left over from my French journal, and I photocopied the fabric onto blue vellum. So I decided I had some left over, so I used it. And to make my pocket sturdy, I just glued some lace, and I made a tag with the leftovers. So now I don't have any more of this vellum here anymore. So it was fun to do because I used everything, and I had this little page here, which I just used my stencil. Now for number 27 is lyrics, and I made this page, I designed this page on Procreate because I was going to make a journal for Edith Piaf, an homage to Edith Piaf, which I never got around to it, but I've got all my papers, so maybe one day I'll do it. But for now, I'm too busy doing other things. And in the background of my papers, I wrote the lyrics to the song in French. So I was very happy with this page. And when I saw lyrics on the prompts, I thought, well, that's a perfect opportunity to use my my design sheet on that I made on Procreate. And here on the other side of the little flap, I just cut out a piece and added some roses here to finish this page. So next page, and this is number 27. So number 28 is grungy. So this is my grungy page. I use some cotton paper for the background. I used my cotton paper, which is white. I made some, I punched out some holes with my punches that I have. And then I just glued it down on my page. And I just inked everything with, I stamped. Then I inked and I added some oil pastels. And I just colored around it. And I wrote, "Time stands still when I'm crafting." And it's so true. And I love how this page came out for grungy. 28, number 28. 29 is geometric, and for this one I just took a piece of watercolor paper. I used some watercolors that I liked, made some squares, circles, and ovals. I stamped, and then I used my watercolor to go for the squares and circles. I used my Derwent watercolor pencils, and then I just used my watercolor brush to go around the circles and squares and whatever, and the ovals. So this was number 29, geometric. Number 30 is travel. So for this page, which was a brown page, no, coffee dyed paper, I kept it very simple. I used I've got some washi tape from 49 in Market for travel, and I used that here, 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 and here. And I used my stencil for the suitcases, stencil for this as well. I drew some clouds, put washi, and I used my stamps to you know, put some cities that I've been to. So that's what my my page for travel. And here I wrote, travel far enough, you meet yourself, from David Mitchell. And this is so true. I've been traveling most of my life, and I'll never stop traveling if I can. And number 31, last but not least, is reflect. And for me, this year I started a gratitude journal for myself. I write in it every day, and I write for everything that I'm thankful for and grateful. And, you know, we are so lucky to live. I live in Canada, and I'm so lucky that we have a beautiful country, and I'm happy with my life. And for this page, it was perfect. It was a time to be grateful that I wrote for my reflection for this year. And this is a stamp that I really, really like. And for this one, I just stamped it. It's a stencil, not a stamp, stencil. And I just stenciled it with light old paper from Distress. So it was very light. And then I came around and I just went around with a black pen and all my colored pencils, and then I just watered everything very lightly for my number 31. So that's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. And this was a fun little book to work. I find that when your pages are not too big, like right now I've got the Dina Wakley art journal. I mean, the pages are big. So this is going to be, well, I'm going to be painting in here and collaging and all that. But I find that this size, which is 6 by 5, is perfect. I mean, you don't have a lot to, you know, to think about to decorate. Anyway, that was my thought process. And if I ever do another monthly collaboration with someone, that's probably another one that I'm gonna make for this. So thank you very much. Again, thank you to my new subscribers. I enjoy each and every one of you, and especially for the comments and the like, and I reply to everyone, I think. If I didn't, let me know and I will reply. And I just want you to keep well, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.